welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I am back over in Watcher of Realms and getting some of these dailies knocked out. Maybe gonna do a few pulls later. We'll see how that goes. So in the mine over here, we have 15,350 coins, 10,700 XP potions, 70 stamina, 2 diamonds, 17 mithril, and then one chest that has inside it and 2 insignia of endurance tubes. All right, getting out of there. I've got the harbor master going over there, and I see that I have a hero's visit right here. So this is Glenn. He says, "Honorable Commander, I stand before you with a sacred mission. Your help is indispensable. I need your most dependable warriors for an imminent challenging quest. We'll rely on the holy light for victory, but tangible strength is also crucial. So we're going to quick deploy this because it actually doesn't matter who you send out. You still have access to them while they're gone. It's typically like a 30-minute deal. Yeah, dispatch for 30 minutes. So they're gone on dispatch, but then again, they're not really gone. They're hanging out. We will be able to use them whenever we want to, even while they're gone. Here we have a rare summoning crystal Roots shop over here for only 70 diamonds, which is nice. I'll take that. Okay, now, I've done the arena fights that I had the permits for at the moment, so I don't need to do those, but I will go ahead and get some Oracle's Trial things running in the background. We've got Vault in the Sands. Participating in Gear Raid 2, we can win trophies and redeem rewards. Currently have 3,040 trophies in this event, and we need 3,700 if we're going to get those 8 gear recasting hammer shards there. That's not very many compared to the 29,720 that top place currently has. It's an incredible number of trophies, I feel. But alright, let's go ahead and do some auto fights in the background here. Move up maybe a little bit on the leaderboard and definitely on that progress meter at the bottom. Alright, so we've got that one started, and then I'm going to go over to the shop and see what kind of freebies we have. We got some time limited offers over here in the daily luck tab. Claim this, and we've got 1 legendary summoning crystal shard, 10 auto fight attempts, and 40,000 gold from that. Then we can scroll down a bit to the W Gold shop, go to the right tab that says W Gold shop, and on the free chest here we get 30 stamina. Then in the regular bundle, we've got a daily free offer, and that's 15 diamonds. So, not too bad. Okay. After completing that, I'm going to go over to... I think I want to go to the Hyperion guy over here. And he's been off gathering us 1,800 gold. So we take that. Let's go do the basic trial here. Click go. And then basic trial, and we've already finished all of the stages there, so we're just going to auto fight this. There is a background fight in progress. I can do it where it shows the battle, but I feel like that one is a little bit long. I think that I ended up taking quite a while to do that, so maybe I won't do that yet. Maybe I'll come back and do that with a quick clear in a little while. So instead, we'll come over to quests, and we've got a couple of things to claim here. Make 1 purchase in the black market of the Dwarven Association, gives us 2 lucky knives and 10,000 gold. Hey Cody, how you doing? My night is going good so far. How about you? We also have obtain a daily chest from Hyperion, giving us 10,000 gold and 2 more of those lucky knives. The lucky knives are used for an event that's running right now, and we'll go into that in a little bit. For now, let's give out some friendship points, and we can just do the quick claim and give right here, and get that cleared out. After that, we can claim 2 more lucky knives and 10 friendship points from that. I think let's claim the Tide Onslaught rewards one time, and we're just going to claim the loot. Again, I'm not going to spend any of the coins on the Tide Talon to do anything fancy, because I don't think that I really care to spend the time doing it right now. I would rather just claim the loot and move forward, I think, for the day. Alright, so we got 22 legendary skill dust, 352 talent points, 74 epic skill dust, 11,500 gold, 60 stamina, 98 rare skill dust, and 1 elite skeleton archer demon soldier shard for that. So we can go out of there and be able to claim our daily quest for that, getting us 2 more lucky knives and 1 stamina potion sample. I'm going to go ahead and do a summon me things. And we have some options right now going on. So we've got the special invocation of spirits. For this, our chances of hitting a legendary or an epic are the same as usual. But our chances of, if we do hit that slot, it being either Lucius or Xeris is multiplied by 20. So the odds are that if we hit a legendary slot in the pools, that we're going to get one of those 2 guys. And if we hit an epic during those pools, we're most likely to either get Mari, Livian, if I can click her, or Hollow. Hollow is a little confusing in the icons because she looks the same as I does. It's just that her, I think the color of her hood and things is blue with I, and it's this brown with Hollow. So that's the difference in their look, which for people like me is very difficult to differentiate. But alright, so chances of getting those if you hit a legendary or an epic slot is multiplied by 20. You can get 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, or 5 stars in this. Okay, now crazy invocation of spirits. Your chances to get a legendary in general is multiplied by 2. So it's actually the slot that's multiplied by 2 in the crazy invocation of spirits. Okay, so we also have special divine summoning, which has the same guys who are most likely to be gotten in legendary and epic slots as in the special invocation of spirits, but it uses the legendary summoning crystals instead of the rare summoning crystals for that. And then crazy divine summoning is again the same thing as the crazy invocation of spirits. It's just using the legendary summoning crystals instead. So I think I will. I got mixed feelings about it. It hasn't been very long since I got an epic or a legendary. So my pity timer is quite a distance from being activated, I suppose. And so I think I'll do the crazy invocation of spirits, and I'm not gonna do too many right now. I know there's a big pool coming up in 7 days, but I think I'll throw a few into it. Let's start here. Alright, so we got Rumnose, the 2-star defender. This cheeky goblin can't see out of the drink. When healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. Alright, so let's go down to 20 left. Alright, so let's use another 7 crystals. This time we got Halder, the 2-star fighter. As a traveling mercenary, Halder seeks to repay a debt that saved his very life. I don't remember if I looked up the storyline of him or not. I kind of think that I did. I looked at a few different people. I haven't checked out Duradel yet, but I looked at a couple of people. Hey, Ruben, how you doing? Here we have Duradel, the 3-star fighter. Elf? Vampire? Both? Duradel's surge skill does massive damage and restores HP. Talk about versatile. So how you guys doing tonight? Okay, this is Cyclone, the 4-star fighter. Not as great as you might like him to be. That's what I've found about him. He's from the Esotericist faction, an elemental terror made of pure wind, able to knock back enemies and completely immobilize them. He doesn't live very well, however. I'm going to tell you that right now. So we're going to share the fact that we got him with the world so that we can claim these 50 diamonds. Alright, we got 4 more after this, and then I will call it enough on today's summons. So this is Rum Nose again, the 2-star defender. He is the one who, when he's healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. But he's a bit of a drunkard, so, you know, take that as you will. Here's Screef, the 2-star marksman. Can't trust this one. This vile goblin will lead you into the dark before plugging you with his daggers. And then we have Jonas, the 2-star fighter. Your classic drunkard with a spear. He may be a deserter, but he sure can bolster himself in a fight. Rubian says, oh, doing good. How about yourself? Got any fun plans this weekend? Tomorrow I plan to do a Magic the Gathering tournament, which is what I normally do on my Saturday afternoons. 2 o'clock, we do Magic tournaments, drafts. And then after that, I normally do board game nights. I'm actually pretty busy on Saturdays. We go out to eat in the morning, do the Magic tournament, do board game night. So that's the current goal. How about you? That we got one more, looks like, of these crystals to use. So this is Arlo, the 2-star fighter, a masked man of the people. Arlo's a dexterous fighter who can reduce hero summoning costs. And he has a fan. I think the fan's name may be Ryder, possibly. So Arlo and I believe Ryder. And it's when you go into the storyline, it doesn't elaborate on them a lot. The storyline that you get for, I think his name's Ryder, is actually not any more in depth in the gallery than it is on the screen where you see Ryder appear. It's kind of weird. I thought it would be a little more I don't know, a little more expanded in there. I thought that we would have more information. My words are failing me right now, but I thought there would be a bit more breadth to it than there was, unfortunately. Alright, we also have these background fights that have finished. So, we got 32,340 coins, 5,250 XP potions, a variety of gear, 140 Vault in the Sands trophies, and 140 Brave Conquest points from those background fights there. We finished a quest here by summoning those folks. Performing one summon gives us two lucky knives. I want to call them daggers. 2 lucky knives, and 2 4-star psychic power shards. We also can claim the box at the top, 35 diamonds, and 2 more lucky knives. Weekly quest has also completed by performing 10 summons. We got 1 rare summoning crystal. Alright, so let's go ahead and clear that faction trial real quick since we're in between fights there. So we can do a quick clear of this and get our rewards from it, which are meager. It's 156 XP potions, and then 7 of the Shelter Insignia 3s. Peruvian says, oh, might go out of town, but I gotta pay attention to the weather. Some snow looks to be moving in Sunday afternoon. Rather not drive in that. It's supposed to get really windy, too. Well, that's just terrible. Snow? Yeah, I could do without it. What part of the world are you in, anyway? Alright, let's see. We've got that. Let's go back here. And yeah, okay, it's 11:30 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Trial of the Watchers. I'm just gonna look and see what the map here is. I don't think I'm gonna fight it today, but just to see what we're looking at. Trial of the Watchers. Okay, looks like there's a couple soul shards to protect there at the bottom left. There are 5 oncoming ground portals and 3 air portals in that. That's cool. So that's what you'd be looking at with the Watchers. I'm gonna just go back to stage 9, which looks like the last one that I've completed on this, and do a quick clear on it. Sure, let's go. Omaha, Nebraska. Well, I don't know very much about Nebraska. Cornhuskers, right? Isn't that a thing? Nebraska thing. 156 XP potions and 8 Might Insignia 3s for that. Arivian says you did get an achievement a bit ago for summoning. Is that the one that's in my profile picture there? My little, let's go back here. Yeah, up here in this window. probably. Achievement. Yeah. Master Summoner for performing 2,000 summoners gives me 2 legendary summoning crystals and 10 achievement points. So that's cool. That was the only one there. Then we'll go back over to quests where we can claim this reward for clearing faction trial on any difficulty level 1 time. That's 10,000 gold and 2 lucky knives. Peruvian says, yeah, Cornhuskers. Absolutely. I thought that was correct. That's actually mostly what I know about Nebraska as far as any kind of details. I would say I don't know really anything about Nebraska. Cody says, I feel that we just got hit with snow. I'm in Maine. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, so Maine, I think Stephen King, he lives over there, right, in Maine? I think so. You know, I mean, other than like its location and the Stephen King connection, which I think, like, okay, so he's got a bunch of his books set in a fictional place in Maine, right? And I'm trying to think, do I know anything else about Maine, really? Not much, I gotta tell you, not much. Cody says, yeah, he does. Alright, I thought so. I was pretty sure he was a Maine boy. Alright, we level up Hero 3 times. So let's go ahead. I think I finished maxing out where I could get to it with Rosalia. I did, yes, okay. Do I have anybody else who's ready to be leveled up? I think Olag still needs some. Yeah, let's level him up a few times. Alright, here's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right, that's true, Arubian. Lobsters, absolutely. In fact, you know what? It's funny. I actually have a short story that I was working on writing before Kindle Vella shut down, and I had been writing about a lobster man in Maine. But I had kind of forgotten about that. It's been a couple of years now. But now that you mentioned lobsters, yeah, I think I did have him based in Maine. And lighthouses. Cody says lobsters, woods, moose. That's about it. Oh man, I didn't even know about the moose in Maine. There's moose in Colorado, I think, that are pretty well known. Alaska, obviously, Alaskan moose. We all know about those, right? But moose in Maine was not something I was familiar with. I'm not surprised that there are moose in Maine, obviously, but I didn't know they were known for it. Okay, let's go back and that last reward here in the dailies for 2 lucky knives and 1 stamina potion sample. Cody says Maine's a very outdoors state. Not much else to do, to be honest. Now, they have a high population density up there, don't you, though? I feel like it's got a lot of folks there in the areas that are populated, doesn't it? Aren't you pretty close together, and you got the houses that are close together? Alright, going to the Gold Dragon Pass. We made 1 purchase in the black market of the Dwarven Association, which gives us 200 gold dragon tokens. And then in the weekly quest, we completed 5 onslaughts in Tide, giving us 1,500 gold dragon tokens and leveling us up to 79. And then we cleared faction trial on any difficulty level 10 times. And that gives us 1,125 gold dragon tokens. Levels us up to level 80. Now, the cool part about that, and I've mentioned this last night, is that after level 70, you start getting XP potions as your extra bonus in this little chest right here. And so for every level that you get over level 70, you get 15,000 XP potions in the little chest. Once this is all said and done, which will be in 3 hours and 22 minutes, then you get sent an email in-game mail. And that's where you're going to claim these XP potions at the end. So, Cody says, yeah, very rural. Alright, let's see here. For some reason we have a dot over the dragon's head here. Maybe I've got something. Yes, I do. I do have just enough of these dragon shelters to be able to give us a little bit more rage regen, my goodness, I swear, my words. Alright, there we go. Got that claimed, and no dot on the dragon's head anymore. Okay, so, moving forward with these dailies, let's check actually in the Oracle's trial, because we've got a dot over here. Summon heroes to win trophies and redeem rewards. Where are we at there? Looks like we're really close to getting that 100 stamina. It may be worthwhile to go and do another summon. We're actually number 9 on the leaderboard at the moment. It ends in 3 days and 3 hours. So it's not as if there's any real rush to move up. And I certainly wouldn't want to spend too many summons on it. But just knowing that I'm like, okay, I have 326 trophies, and you get that 100 stamina at 340 trophies. I mean, that seems like it's pretty doable. I don't know that I need it right now, so I'm not going to. And I'm not exactly in great need of stamina potions, but I feel like when you're that close, you may as well get them most of the time. So, all right, over to guild, and we'll go to the guild quests. We have the guild daily sign-in, which gives us 20 guild coins, 20 guild activity tokens, and 2,000 gold. Rubian and Cody are saying that Maine is beautiful. Rubian says, I'd rather be traveling through Maine than Nebraska. They recently call us a flyover state. Yeah. Like I said, I can't speak on Maine. Never been there, and I just don't know enough about it. I'm assuming you have some serious cornfields out there. That's all I got. All right. Drake's Chasm, Nebraska, that is. I don't know if I said Maine, but I meant Nebraska. All right. Drake's Chasm Daily, we got a couple of things to claim here. So number 3, we got the Legendary Chest, and that's 1 rare summoning crystal and 20,000 gold. Also, 1 unpolished Legendary Soulstone shard. So getting out of there, Nightmare 2, we have a Legendary Chest, 150 diamonds, and 100 stamina in there. See, who needed to get those few points in the Oracle Trial when we could just grab them here instead and get that 100 stamina to go throw at Gear Raid 2 over here. Seems like a fine choice. In fact, let's go ahead and run these quick clears first. We have 8 of them. Now, Cody mentioned to me that even though it says 20 attempts left here underneath Sweat Set Quick Clear attempts, that's only the only limitation here is that you can only do 20 at one time. So apparently, it's not like a daily limit. It's just like that's how many you can do at this moment, and then you can do another set of 20 apparently until you run out of quick clear. So that's what he taught me the other day. Okay, let's start this. Cody says, do you like Texas, Skip? Absolutely. I love Texas. Arubian says, interesting fact. Actually, Iowa produces the most corn, but yet Nebraska is the Cornhusker state. Go figure. Well, maybe they produce the corn, but they weren't actually, they weren't actually husking it. Maybe they're just sending it off to somebody else, Here, you guys husk the corn. Maybe they're sending it to Nebraska. Who knows? Cody says correct as long as you have stamina regarding the quick clears. Okay, so let's see what we have here. 180 Volt in the Sands trophies, 180 Brave Conquest points, 36,960 gold, 6,048 Hero XP potions, 10 Skeleton Guardian Demon Soldier shards. You would think it would be Skeletal Guardian Demon Soldier shards, but it's Skeleton Guardian. Maybe they're guarding skeletons. I don't know. Anyway, and then the rest of them are pieces of gear there. Now, got that out of the way. Actually, I want to come back in here because I want to start some auto fights. And I think I'm actually going to throw some stamina potions at it because I have plenty. Let's use 1 at least, and then get that going at max. Why not? It feels right. Let's do it. Gotta try to get those. I don't know why I want to get the gear recasting hammer shards. I know they're probably pretty good, but then again, I never actually use them, so I don't know why I want them. But here we are, going for them anyway. Okay, now, we've got another quest reward. Complete 10 individual quests of the guild, and that gives us 50 of those guild coins there. Also want to hop over into Boruch's shop here, this Dwarven Association, and go into the arena shop because I want to get this huge stamina potion here for 20 guild or 20 arena coins, and then I think I think I'll save up some more some of my arena coins maybe. I'm not sure. I feel like I don't really know what I would want. I don't know how many points these things that I haven't gotten to yet are to get. So I'm not sure if I would want them even if I was in Platinum Rank 2. Platinum Rank 1 unlocks the Legendary Skill Dust. That's not really something that I've had any need for yet. I do need the Legendary Skill Crystals, however. So I think, if I were to hit Platinum Rank 2, then I might want to throw some at the Legendary Skill Crystals. And of course, Ancient Summoning Shards and Legendary Summoning Shards. That would be cool. I see that there's these different symbols on them, and I don't know if that's related to the rank or if that's related to the item. So like the ones that say, let's see, the ones on the top row of what I'm on right now to the right, they all one unlocks at Platinum 1 rank, the other two unlock at Platinum 2 rank. But what I noticed is that all three of those are gold symbols, like the little face thing is gold, and the same for the one at the lower left. But then when you look to the right of that, it says it unlocks at Overlord rank, and it has a little orange face instead of a gold. And I don't know if they're faces. They appear to be faces. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if the orange and the yellow coloration is related to what rank you're at. It's just some sort of visual indication of the rank because it went to Overlord, or if it's an indication of the quality of the item. I really don't understand, because we have two ancient summoning. Okay, what if I click on it? It's just ancient summoning crystal by one, and this one is also just an ancient summoning crystal. It's one of them on each thing. I don't know if the price is different or what between those two things, because we definitely have the same two items here, but one of them doesn't unlock until Overlord rank, while the other one is unlocked at Platinum 2 rank. Not sure. Oh, hold on a second. We've got a spammer in here trying to do stuff. We don't want that. There, got rid of that. All right. Cody says, I was at Walmart yesterday, saw a Magic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle box and thought of Kip. Oh, nice. I just played in a draft last night, another TMNT draft. I've got opinions about it for sure. This is the newest set, and I feel like I made the craziest deck last night, and it was silly. I think I ended up getting third place, but it was ridiculous. It was one of those days you just can't. You either get no land or all land. It was just over and over again. I got it, guy. And I don't know if you guys play, but so I went I don't know how many turns with only 2 land, and it was like 2 swamps, and it was insane. I had all of the 1/1s in the world out there, and it was like I was holding my own, and I was still actually able to survive for a very long time with just I had a bunch of 1/1 death touchers, and it was just ridiculous. But I think I ended up winning that one. I can't recall, but it was just insane, the whole thing. Eruvian says if I saw some, I would think the same. Do you guys don't see Magic the Gathering stuff around very much? Eruvian says, correct, you unlock just by being in that particular rank. Cody says you should stream a Magic game one day. Yeah, sure. I've thought about it. I even talked to some of the guys and was like, hey, I was considering doing a stream, and a couple of them are like, yeah, that'd be fine, we can do that. I feel like I would kind of have to have everybody's permission who's playing if I was going to do that. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that without everybody saying that it was cool. But we've got kind of a Thursday thing going where it's a very curated group. Saturdays are definitely not curated. It's a shop event, and so everybody's welcome. But on Thursdays, it's kind of a group of us who've gotten together and said, "Hey, we want to do this every Thursday," and the shop owner is my son, so I can sort of strong arm him a bit. And so I'm like, "Hey, we want to do this. Is this okay for us to do?" And so we kind of play it by ear every Thursday, and a small group of us. So on Thursdays, it's normally just like 4 of us or 6 of us who get together and do a small tournament, and it's all cool people who are going to be okay with stuff. So I could probably do that at some point. I don't know how to interact with the chat while on just the phone. I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm not sure if it would work out very well, but I could at least kind of give, I don't know, some kind of thing going on there. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe so. We do have a lot of fun though. All right, let's hop over to the hero's visit over here because he's colorful now and he's got a little gift box above his head. We like that. So dispatch is completed. And we got 5 arena permits and 200 stamina there. Glenn says, Pathfinder's tributes are strewn across Tia, and finding them involves a good deal of fortune. However, they are of utmost significance. Please ensure you find them and hand them over to me. Ah, yes, so the guardian of the Pathfinder tributes. We shall give them to him. So, we're going to clear any stage of Gear Raid 2 to have a chance of obtaining quest items. Great, grand, glorious. Let us end this background fight so that we can go and do some other background fights. And since I am me, I'm just going to go to him and click go through here and then head over to Gear Raid 2. What's funny is I believe we were already doing Gear Raid 2 and I just canceled it because that's the kind of person that I am. But here we go. Let's try this. Alright. Let's see here. Aruvian says, so what's the drink of choice tonight? Another cinnamon coffee thingy? Well, it is a coffee thingy. It is, I believe, a French vanilla coffee thingy. It's quite a fine drink. And, kind of the supper of champions, I suppose you could say. Alright. I don't know if anybody even gets the Breakfast of Champions thing, who's listening right now. Would you guys know what I'm talking about if I said the Breakfast of Champions? Is that a thing? Yes? Okay, excellent. I feel so happy about that because I'm never really sure anymore, Oh no, Aruvian says a Saturday Night Live reference. Oh man, okay. So commercials in the 80s and the 90s. Anyway, it's all right. Michael Jordan. Let's claim this huge stamina potion here. And then we're going to go over to the treasure hunt celebration. And we're going to start opening up some of these tiles here and see if we can get those 10. Well, let's see what they are. These are 10 5-star psychic power shards. So that's the special reward for this floor here. And as soon as we get it, we'll move on to the next floor because there was nothing super exciting on this floor. We got 4,000 gold. We got some more rare skill dust. Got another 4,000 gold, and here's another 4,000 gold. Followed by 10 epic skill dust and 10 rare skill dust. We still have quite a few left. We got 18 after this one. That's 10 epic skill dust, 20 stamina, which is always helpful, 4,000 gold. There's that 10 5-star psychic power shards that we needed there. Eruvian says John Belushi did a skit about the Breakfast of Champions. He was eating chocolate donuts. I thought that was so. Yeah, that's a reference. No, it's you know, it's Saturday Night Live stuff as always. Let's see if I can find something here. But yeah, see if I can find a reference to it that you guys might like. So this one was in 1997. Apparently, I didn't actually know they were still doing the Breakfast of Champions thing in 1997. But
what better place than it?
Sorry, that was loud. But I'll share this with you folks who are unaware. If I can figure out how to click buttons good, it's a real trick that. But yeah, the Saturday Night Live skit would be in reference to the Michael Jordan. Well, not just Michael Jordan, but various folks. And there you go. Now you too can be enlightened. All right, but you were close enough. We got that. Let's head to the next floor here. Okay, there's some various things. Stamina, rare, skill potions, or skill dust, all kinds of stuff like that. Looks like the main reward of this floor is going to be 200 epic skill dust. So that's what we're going for. And the sooner we get it, the sooner we move on. So that was 10 epic skill dust there. 4,000 gold coins. Another 4,000 gold coins. And yet another 4,000 gold coins. And then we got 10 more epic skill dust. 10 rare skill dust. And there's that 200 epic skill dust we were going for. Now we can head on to the next floor. The grand prize there is 400 stamina, which could be kind of nice, I think. I mean, I'm kind of pretty okay with any of it, to be honest. We got 10 rare skill dust there, 4,000 gold, 10 epic skill dust, 4,000 more gold, 20 stamina, 10 epic skill dust, 20 more stamina, and let's see here, what do we got here? 10 more epic skill dust, and that's the last lucky knife we have at the moment. Alright, what else do we have going on? The Brave Conquest. We earn points by looting gear pieces and meteorites from gear raid and artifact raid material raids. Win rewards as points hitting milestones. So, we have quite a few more that we could potentially get items on this progress meter. Currently have 3,540 points here. Maximum reward comes at 18,000 points, and we have 1 day and 3 hours left. So odds of us getting up to 18,000 points is remote, but nonetheless, it's a possibility, I suppose, technically. In the Corridor of Glory, that's for leveling up, starting up, promoting heroes, or upgrading heroes' skills to win trophies and redeem rewards. I haven't done any of that whatsoever. That's not entirely true. I've done enough to get me 18 points, and that was leveling up one of my guys that you saw me do just a little bit ago. So, haven't really done enough on here to make a dent in this. There are some cool things in here. The legendary skill crystals are pretty cool. We also have the Tales of the Smith. This is for enhancing gear. So, probably I could throw some at this. Just typically the gold is my limiting factor on this. I try to keep my gear in between these so that I can enhance them at the time that that this is going on, and that way I can, you know, sort of maximize the rewards for the amount of gold that I spend and all that. But anyway, Tales of the Smith. We also still have the zombie invasion running. For another 1 day and 3 hours. That's a good one to do every day. And we also have the Immortal Codex running right now. So that ends in 5 days and 3 hours. So I'm going to have to definitely get to it at some point. Okay, now let's see here. What was I thinking just now? Yes, I was probably thinking of seeing if I want to enhance any gear to start with. And it seems like, obviously, there will be some that I will want to do that with. Let's just do the 0 to 3 stuff that we have at the moment. And that may get us a little ways into it. We're just going to enhance all of the 0 to 3 stuff we have up to level 4. That will assist in us knowing what we have to work with. I don't know if I want to enhance anymore right now. That may be good enough for the moment. We successfully enhanced 251 of those items. That cost 654,500 gold. We currently only have 2,218,280 gold, so we don't have a lot to work with. I will be selling things, obviously, that don't meet whatever strange parameters I have at that moment. But ultimately, 2 million is not a lot to work with. So we did that. We've got some rewards for that over in the Tales of the Smith. And so we got 1 small stamina potion, 20 diamonds, and 20,000 gold for just enhancing the things up to level 4 that we had laying around in the old bags, right? So, not too shabby, all things considered. I think I'll go and look at the arena real fast. We could refresh the opponents for free. It doesn't look like I have anybody that I want to play against right now, so let's do that. And we do have some arena permits built back up. Let's see. It claims that our team is 382,566 BP. That's absolutely not correct, because I still have not redone the team here. And so it's going to be lower than that. It's going to be 370 something thousand. Let's go ahead and try Snack. Snack is, let's see, he's from where? He's from China, all right? So Snack from China with 320,713 BP, and we'll just auto fight with whatever team I have selected here. Looks like they have that Arachno person. They've got Edril, Silas, Arrogance, and some girl in a fur cap, it appears. I mean, I'm not sure, but that's what it looked like. Alright. Let's see how it goes. First, they put out... Okay, it's Dolores. I've seen Dolores before, and she didn't look like that, so I'm assuming this is some kind of a skin. She has graceful dancing. Applies 40% inspiration to other allies in range for 22 seconds. Well, that's always fun. And they've thrown out Edril. Edril has limitless shots. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage, lasting for 25 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited, and her attacks no longer prioritize airborne units. They've now put out Silas. Silas has Shadow Cloak. Damage increases by 80%, and other wonderful things happen with Silas that we can no longer read because we just got slaughtered by Snack from China. So, stats show that Edril did the most damage at 1,567,950, which makes sense. And then that's followed up by Arrogance, who did 863,075. That's insane. That's pretty cool. Alright. Close that out. We got 3 arena coins. Yeah. Eruvian says, yikes, that's right. Man, Neutral just ate my cookies, you know? Alright, then, let's try Zappa. Did so well against Snack. Let's do Zappa from the Ukraine. 322,789 BP on this one. Go to auto fight. They've got Arachna again. They've got Talon, Edril, Eowyn, and Valise. Check that out. I knew all 5 of their names, I think. We'll see. Alright, so what's Zappa gonna toss out? Probably Edril. And he threw out Talon first. So Talon has Nature's Resolve. When activated, reduces attack interval by 50%, and attack ignores 60% magic resistance. While in Berserker stance, which she's not, she's on a platform, so she's not in Berserker stance. We don't care. We'll read it anyway. This effect is replaced with increases attack by 50% and ult damage reduction by 20%. Dispels 1 debuff from the hero every 5 seconds, and when taking direct damage, restores 5% of their max HP for the hero and adjacent allies. And then they threw out Edril after that. Edril has limitless shots. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage, lasting for 25 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited and her attacks no longer prioritize airborne units. After that, they put out, I think they put out Iona next. They could have put out that other person. Iona has Starfall. During the ultimate that lasts for 20 seconds, each attack summons a star domain at the enemy's location, dealing 50% AoE damage. After a while, multiple stars will fall within the range of the star domain, dealing 40% AoE damage 4 times. Then Valise, Veil of Deceit is her ultimate, summons 3 Serpentine Spirits in attack range, lasts permanently. Serpentine Spirit will support other attacking summoned units on the field after stopping attacks for 4 seconds. Alright, let's see. Was that everyone? No, we have a Raka here. It's a Raka, it's not a Rakna. A Raka. She has Spider Stance. The hero evolves, expands attack range, increases damage by 40%, converts basic attack into 2 consecutive strikes, prioritizing 2 different targets in range. Ruben says, where'd your name come from? Just random. Cody says, night guys, just passed out for a little. Time to hit the hay. Good night, Cody. Rubian says if it's super secret, I understand. It's absolutely not super secret. Kipoerneke is the name of a character that I made in EverQuest 2. EverQuest 2 is an MMO that I've been playing for like 21 years or something like that. But I made this character, Kipoerneke, for a new server that had come out, I guess at this point a couple of years ago now. Alright, so we got victory barely. We had 6% left when we defeated Zappa. So Zappa had 322,789 BP. Top damage on the board was by far Talon at 15,173,200. Followed distantly by Cetrum at 8,433,960, and then Arrogance, who had a very similar number at 8,160,020. From there, it actually drops all the way down to Solkadin's at 5,560,340. So, crazy. Alright, we got 3 arena coins and 5,000 gold for that fight. Well, as far as that goes, Rubian, where'd you get your name from? I don't think I've seen that one before. Alright, here's Korax over here. Korax is from Russia. And he has 335,220 BP. So let's do another auto fight here and see what happens with Korax. Alright, first, they've thrown out Idril. Idril, again, has limitless shots. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage, lasting 25 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited, and her attacks no longer prioritize airborne units. They put out Dao Chan next. Dao Chan has Serenade of Hope and Song of Sorrow. Now, one of those is it increases the DPS of the people, and the other one heals, basically. So she's got healer stance, she's got DPS stance. And when you see the red fog, that means she's in DPS stance. If it's a blue fog, she's in healer stance. And then up here we have thrown out someone else, but I cannot click them. There it is, Eliza. Eliza has Moon's Shadow. When deployed, gains invisibility and increases damage by 100%. This can only be triggered 1 time for each deployment. Now, there is Lyra. Lyra has Starfall Strike. Summons a meteor to deal 460% damage to one enemy in range and inflict a burning on it. Neat. Alright. They did get somebody else out down there, but I didn't get to click it before it was over. So that was Korax with 335,000. Yes, okay. 335,220 BP. Top damage on the board was Cetrum at 2,931,870, followed by Idril at 2,775,360. Okay, we got 3 arena coins and 5,000 gold for that. Rubian says, okay, had friends that played EverQuest. Very nice, yes. Was it EverQuest or EverQuest 2? because I never actually played EverQuest 1 and played EverQuest 2. Rubian says I played Final Fantasy 11 online for nearly 10 years. Rubian was an RNG name generator. You know, I think you actually did mention once upon a time that yours was a name generator name, or a name generated name. Not sure. Anyway, I think you may have actually mentioned that in the past. We got up to level 63 right here. Stamina fully restored. Well, that's cool. Diamonds plus 50 and stamina max has gone up by 3. Nice. Alright, so let's go over to the Oracle Trial. We want to go to the Vault in the Sands and see what kind of goodies we have here. We did, in fact, get this gear recasting hammer shard from our runs. Very nice. I like that. Still working on this set that we started. So we're at 14 out of 15. Not sure what I was at when it refilled my my meter there. It doesn't bode well for me having gotten a lot of. Well, I mean, I wonder if it. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure how it worked. So I wasn't looking right before that, so I don't know what my stamina had previously been at. Let's check out Bow Root because the time has changed over the next hour. It's now 12:09 a.m. in my world. Nothing cool over here, so let's do a free refresh and see if we can find anything better. No, nothing there that I'm interested in. Let's try it again. Get 3 refreshes every day, so you may as well use them. See if you can get some more of those rare summoning crystals for cheaper. That's primarily what I use it for. I also grab some auto fight things sometimes if they're on sale. Decently, you know? Over here we have the Hero's Visit, and we got the 2 Pathfinder's tributes that we need, so let's submit those. Quest complete. We got 3 4-star psychic power shards from that. Glenn says, "Thank you, revered commander. Guided by the Holy Light, we've secured victory and protected the beacon of our faith. May the Holy Light eternally guide our path." Well, yes, Glenn. That sounds just lovely. Irvin says, "You try stage 18 on Gear Raid 2? Not to my knowledge, I don't know. Let's see. Gear Raid 2, he says. Gear Raid 2. Looks like I have done stage 18 on Gear Raid 2. I think it's Gear Raid 3 maybe that I haven't done 18 on. I'm not really sure. Yeah, Gear Raid 1 looks like I have. Gear Raid 3, that's the one that I'm on. So I think that's isn't that the platforms and the water and the fish, flying fish? I think so. Yeah, that's the only one I haven't done up to 18 yet. At some point, I will give that another go. Not at the moment, but at some point. Okay, we got some background fights finished here. 73,920 coins, 11,250 XP potions, a little variety of gear here, some of these Arcanum crystals, just one of them as a matter of fact, 320 Vault in the Sands trophies, 320 Brave Conquest points, and of course a couple of these Pathfinder's tributes for that quest that we just finished. Irvin says water. Yeah. Yes, I thought as much. That's it's previously been a little tricky for me, but at this point it really may not be. I think, you know, I've gotten Talon since then. I may have gotten some other people that I can't currently think of right now. I know for sure I got Talon all leveled up and everything. I'm not sure that she's in great condition. No idea really. Let's check and see what I've got her at. I do have her at 60. So it looks like I don't have her fully promoted. I have whatever gear I threw on her. Her skills are mediocre. Of course, she's not awakened. And I have some kind of artifact on her. So, okay. You know. Did something. I've gotten her a good ways into being reasonable to play at this point. So, yeah. That could be... it could be good, but... Okay, so it's a single target magic attack and AoE physical attack. So yeah, I mean that seems like somebody I could bring into there probably. But not at the moment. I do need to go and do the dragon fights. And someday soon, I keep telling myself, someday soon I'm going to do something beyond simply auto fighting on this dragon because I definitely need to redo these. It's been quite a while now since I reset these fights, and so we're very, very behind on what the kind of damage that I could be outputting on these. Um, I don't even know if I've tried uh, the Nightmare 4 Dragon or not. I should again. I do definitely need to redo these, and Mike could reasonably do the Nightmare 4 and the Nightmare 3 instead of the Nightmare 3 and the Nightmare 2 if I redid the fights. Um, but I just haven't taken the time to do that yet. One of these days, I'll get around to it. That's all I can say. For now, we'll just continue sort of milking the auto fights. It goes a little bit faster to do it this way because you get that 3 times speed, and I think ultimately I don't I just don't care enough to redo it. It's um, negligible difference. Irvins is making progress. Yeah, absolutely. A little bit at a time, kind of leveling the guys up and um, at least trying to finish up the dailies as much as possible, and the weeklies as they come up. So the weekly raid boss. Again, I've just been doing the auto fights on those too because I don't know. I haven't just haven't really had the amount of time that I need to give it a good go. Been busy with the real life a lot, but it's one of those things. We'll have time one of these days. Oregon says, so remember I was asking you which hero you were maybe wanting? Well, I'm sure you saw the select a hero event that you will choose who to roll for. Yeah, I think Cody was telling you about that we're going to be able to select a guy whenever this Guan Yu comes out. That's on like what is it, the 22nd? Or maybe it's like the 20th through the 22nd, something like that. I have no idea what who I'll want to get there. It's only from the normal pool, no ancients. Um, I don't actually guess I know the difference between the ancients and the normal pool. I mean, you mean okay, okay. I think you just mean using the ancient summoning stones, the ones that you can only get from using the ancient summoning stones, I assume. Whereas otherwise you'd be using the rare or the legendary summoning stones. So when you say the normal pool, I mean the legendary ones and the rare ones pull the same guys, right? It's just a matter of how many which rankings are available to be pulled with those. Okay, that's what I thought. Um, so yeah, no, I haven't put a lot of thought into it. I don't really, I've never gone through the gallery and just looked at people. I have seen who people are using in the arenas. And there are some pretty cool guys, um, who seem to do very well. Yuri does very well. Of course, Sun Wukong does pretty well. I've seen I've seen some other ones do very well. I can't remember her name is Valara, maybe. I think she's maybe a tactician. I'm not really sure. I do know that she like moves 3 squares forward or maybe 4 squares forward. She does this thing, and I think she's on a horse or something. I'm not very visual, so I'm not necessarily correct in this, but but she does some kind of a move, and it just blows people up very well. Irivian says normal pool are the heroes you can get from blues or yellows, minus lords. So right, the rare summoning ones and legendaries. Uh, you can minus lords. You can see the list from the summoning screen if you click the details. And he says that the girl I'm talking about is named Valara. I thought that was right, but there's another one named like Valkyra or something who's also good, but it's not the one that I'm talking about. I think the other one's name is Valkyra, something like that. Very similar um, names. So, all right, let's complete that. Irvin says she's ancient, unfortunately. Oh, okay, I had no idea. Just have seen her being used in arena a number of times. She seems very good. Um, Ardea? I don't know of any Ardea. I don't think I've seen that. No, I think it's Valkyra. That's who I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know how I would identify her. I don't know what faction she's in or anything like that. Um, I could check. I guess if I was, yeah. I mean, I can look and see if I can find who I'm talking about. Challenge Drake's Chasm 2 times. And that gives us 20 guild points, 20 guild activity tokens, and 5,000 gold. Make 5 guild donations. Let's see about guild donations. Do I want to do that? Maybe. Why not? Let's give away some of this rare skill dust we've got here. So we got 25 guild coins and 50 guild activity tokens for that. Irvin says on a horse. No, Valkyra. So one of them is named Valara and one of them is named Valkyra. You said that Valara is the one on a horse, so Valkyra is just, it's a different character. And I've just seen them in arena regularly enough to remember the name and to have marked them as, and see, the problem is I don't know if I had marked both of these guys as being good or if I just marked like that one of them was good and I couldn't remember which one in my mind. So Valara, if she's the one on the horse, then she's definitely good. I don't know about the other one. May not be. Let us claim this. 20 guild coins, 20 guild activity tokens, and 1 small stamina potion for that. And then sure, let's come over here. I don't know if I'll be able to find this other person that I was talking about because strangely they don't have it sortable like alphabetically. I think that's very strange. But and like there's no name. You can't just like look and say, hey, there's that person that I was talking about. Ingrid is also good. And since I'm not visual very much at all, I'm quite bad at this. That's not her. It's a female, and her name might be like Valkyra or something. I've seen this one before. I'm like just looking at this point, like, do I recognize these pictures as something that I've seen? Yeah, I have no idea which faction she would be in, or anything. So you said we can't do lords either? So yeah, I don't know that Valkyra is. Oh, there she is. All right, Valkyra. Yeah. So I've seen her, sometimes in arena. She's not on a horse. It says she's a member of the Northerner and the Arbiter factions. Reincarnated as a demigod, Valkyra slashes enemies from a great distance and can revive a fallen comrade. Inflicts vulnerability versus magic damage on enemies entering the attack range. When an enemy dies in range, increases damage by 15% for 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if she was actually good or if it was just Valara who was good. I don't see. I guess we can look these. So she can hit 3 spaces ahead of her. And that was AoE damage. She's Raiding Shadow as her ultimate, increases damage by 40% and enables attacks on airborne targets for 20 seconds. Consumes any shield the hero has at present, increasing attack range by 1, attack speed by 100, and damage by 100% based on the shield strength. Interesting. And this is she is a member of the Northerner faction, so that makes a lot of sense. I would have, I don't know. That's interesting. And then she's got sort of victory increases attack by 3% after every 17 seconds, up to 8 times, and the effect lasts permanently. Miracle immediately revives one allied unit in range and restores 50% HP for them. This effect can only be triggered one time per deployment and does not revive the hero herself. And then arena cost reduced, so that would be why maybe people are using her too, is because her arena is reduced by 5 on the cost. Let's click on reviews. You can see what people say and rate on things. I have clicked on reviews before, but I don't really know. I don't really know how I feel about this because I mean, I see the numbers, but I've felt before in a lot of instances, if they show like a lot of cleavage, then they get good ratings, because I think the guys are impressed with the visuals, and so I haven't really found that I necessarily agree with what I've seen previously on the player ratings. So see, now you'll notice that, I mean, the number 2 on this, right? You go to player ratings and immediately, like, this one's got a great rating because, you know, they like the female's body, right? And so like, that's not a selling point for me, you know? So, so um, I feel like this isn't the best way to determine whether the characters are good at the game or not. And then, of course, we have all of these Cyrillic reviews, and I don't read Cyrillic, so I have no idea what they're saying. And they may be saying the same things as the others, you know, like, oh, she's hot, you know. It's just not that helpful to me, you know. Best build now. Italians do it better. Okay. Um, just look at her. We've got here. I'm not getting Holy Mother of Abs. What do you want from me? You know? Arubian says I used that early on, way back when. Yeah, like I said, this is mostly what you get. Those armor coming off my snow bunny, says Yakuza. Yeah, so there you go. It's what you get in the reviews. Cool. So, all right. Let's see. We got all that stuff. I haven't done the zombie invasion yet today, so I should do that. But let's check on arena real quick. I do have a few arena permits left. It's not looking real pretty for me, I can tell you that right now. But we've got this Ukrainian fella here, who has 377,394 VP, and we'll give it a shot. You know, decent chance of not winning this, but that's all right. I don't really mind losing. Okay, so we have 372,745. They have 377,394. So they don't have a whole lot higher VP than I have. But I don't feel that I have the best team on this set here. So there's that. They have thrown out Lunaria. Lunaria has Dark Moon Salvo. Gains the power of the Dark Moon, shooting 5 Dark Moon arrows to a single target rapidly. Restores an extra 100 rage if the target is killed. And then they put out Alara. We just looked at Alara accidentally whenever I was looking for Valkyra. She has First Strike. When triggered, loses invisibility. Each attack changes to 2 consecutive strikes, and damage to airborne units is increased by 60%. Well, that would be very useful. And here's Honora. Honora has a dragon that she carries along in her pocket called Labor. When activated, this worm god ultimate of hers, that is, deals, Labor immediately deals 360% AoE magic damage to up to 10 enemies in range. Then, during the ultimate, increases Labor's damage by 150% and expands both its attack range and damage range, lasting 20 seconds. After that, they have put out Cannot quit. Sithra. Okay, I've seen Sithra a few times, not as often as the others. She has Fatal Kiss. Summons Tormented Soul in attack range. When summoned, deals 100% AoE damage one time to up to 8 enemy targets around Tormented Soul. When the hero's current HP is greater than 30%, causes HP drain equal to 40% current HP. And then they have a Calypso. Calypso generates one seal stone that deals 20% damage to Calypso's target every time she attacks. Up to 4 instances of seal stone can exist at the same time. Alright, they've got Sithra's health is going down. I'm not really sure why it's quite as low as it is. But they beat us, so it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so that was this Cyrillic named fellow here, with 377,394 BP. Okay, so topping the damage out there was the Sithra check, right? 6,346,420. After that, we've got somebody who I do not know the name of. At 5,944,710. I've seen that image a lot of times. I'm not sure who it is, and it may even just be a different skin of somebody that I'm familiar with. I'm not sure. But after that is Arrogance at 5,819,300, and then Setrum at 5,593,300. Peruvian says anti-air arena is really about who has the better marksman. I do not have the better marksman. I'll tell you that right now. I do, like I said, I do need to come in and redo this this group. I can do better than this for sure. But I won't do much better probably because I just don't have. I haven't let's say I haven't leveled up enough people to be very competitive in that one, I would say. Alright, so I've got 3 arena coins for that. Okay, so I still do have 2 more arena permits to use. Could try Le Géant from Canada. And potentially I could do that. I think I shall not do that. And instead, I shall hop over here to the events tab, come down to zombie invasion, and run a quick one of this. Hopefully quick. I'll try to not do too well. I'm just gonna again do the same thing I've lately been doing, which is just whatever I've got here. It's the potions tools, and then I'm gonna go for trying to get the light and dark set, and then just try things that stack, stuff that expands, stuff that increases, things with pluses. That's all going to be the direction that I'm going to go. So we did get the blazing bolt, and we did get the chain lightning there. It's a good start. I would like now to get some of the dark stuff going on, and I will refresh if I need to. But first, what I want to do is get the light and dark locked in. If I can't manage to get that, that's going to be highly unfortunate because I currently have 2 of the lights. There we go. There's Tornado. All right, so feeling a little bit better about this already. Normally, whenever I do kind of a faster run of it where I'm not spending a lot of time paying attention to what I'm doing, I expect to hit somewhere between wave 20 and wave 25. Sometimes I'll get higher, and very occasionally I'll get lower, but that's kind of the target wave number for when you're just sort of going with things that are going to stack and not necessarily doing a lot of big brain moves. Aruvian says, remember, marksmen do increased damage against air. Yes, they do. I know. I don't have... I don't know. I don't feel like I do very well with that. Let's go ahead and get the ultimate meteorite potion. That's always a fun one to grab. And we only have a little bit more. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get. I'll get the dark mastery potion. All right. Now we're gonna increase the dark damage by 10%. Increase damage plus 40%. Um, I think we want to just get an extra tornado because anytime again, if it says extra, that's going to stack with other things. So that's always good. Um, dark damage plus 20% seems good. Irving says, I wish you had Yuri or Silas Art. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Unfortunately, that's not the way of it. Irving says, I think it's great you have an A1 Dow Chen. Yeah, yeah, that is very nice. That was thanks to you guys in the chat who helped direct me toward Dao Chan. And I gotta tell you, until you awaken her, she's not nearly as impressive. I can say that. She's questionable until she gets that awakening, really. Um, Irving says, yeah, zombie fight, let's get past wave 82. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, you know what? And in fact, I don't even necessarily want that to happen tonight because it just takes too long, you know. I'm tired. It's enhanced damage plus 40%. But I mean, I'm not gonna complain if I do. But but yeah, let's get that fallen phoenix, and we're gonna go with light. You know what? It's a tough one actually, but yeah, I'm gonna go with light damage increase. So damage plus 20%. It's always good. And just to kind of get an idea of where we're at in between stuff, Blazing Bolt is at the top, followed by Tornado at the moment. Could have probably refreshed that one. As like on this, uh like when you've got the potions tools equipped, you end up not getting the refreshes that that you normally would have. They're not available in the potions windows, and you start with only three, and so it's definitely um, limits the amount of refreshes you have available because you have this three to start with, and the only other way to I'm going to actually refresh this one. The only other way to get them is to to claim that as your reward on the monster when you increase the monster's abilities. Yeah, I do have the coffee. It's true, but the coffee only goes so far. All right, now this is a very great one, by the way, guys. Twin Nature Light Dark Potion. If you're going light dark, this is the potion you're looking for. Each light mastery increases dark damage, and each dark mastery increases light damage. That's great. Always grab that if you have this set up. We can also get, I think I'll get the restores 15 rage per second. Now, somebody, and it may have been Eruvian, was telling me, and we'll do attack plus 60, was telling me that the rage potions don't stack, in which case that should be the only rage potion that I grab. Um, because that was the biggest rage potion I believe that you can get. So I should go with, not getting the rage potion again at this point I um unless I see some reason to do that. Like for instance, if it's going to allow me to refresh the potions page by getting them all, then that would make sense to do it. But otherwise, if it's just something that I have the opportunity to get, but I could get something else, then obviously don't get the thing that's not going to stack, right? Anytime I have an extra skill choice, I'll normally choose that because you can normally get better stuff doing that than you can from the things that are offered there. So let's take the light damage, the crit damage, and the attack speed here. Arubian says, yeah, that was me. I thought it was. And if so, that's good information to have. because that can save us, grabbing something that doesn't stack. Um, Save us from doing that. Definitely makes a difference to avoid the things that don't help, right? And use your resources a little bit more wisely. Currently on wave 20, by the way, for those who are keeping track. So, all right. So let's get the AoE damage, the single target damage. Now, here's the rage. We could get the restores rage 10 rage. We already have the 15 rage. If we did that, then we could also get the physical damage plus 30%, and that would, refresh the page. But at this point, I think we may be safe to just skip it and move forward. Maybe not. Maybe would have been a good idea to do it. But I feel like we're gonna have the opportunity to get better stuff by waiting, possibly. Sometimes I wait too long on spending the coins, and I'm nearer to the end than I think that I am. We'll see if that's the case or not. I have a tendency to be more of a hoarder and not use things when I should use them than to use them when I shouldn't use them, if that makes sense. So it could be that it was the wrong decision. I wouldn't be surprised. But we are on wave 24 at the moment, so they're definitely approaching the fence pretty rapidly. And we don't have great things going on. Now notice that each one of these is giving us dark damage plus 20%. That just isn't, it's not feeling like much of a choice right now. I think, I think I might, out of these three options, rather, because they are approaching me, they're making it to the fence. What's going to be the better option here? Actually, I am just going to go with some common monsters HP plus 100% and hope that's good enough. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely taking damage on that fence. And currently we have no way that I know of to do anything about that. So we'll get the blazing bolt cooldown on this 0.5 seconds. That's the thing that stacks. And sure, let's get some blazing bolt every 2 seconds during the ultimate. Alright, so we can get Winter's Bite, we can get the attack plus 60. Now, we have ice and fire as the other options. Obviously, I don't want either of those things. I am going to take this opportunity to use one of these refreshes. And we've got an ultimate AoE potion. That seems good. Crit rate plus 10%. Always good to get the crit rate when you see it. We got crit damage plus 30. We got to get those guys off the fence, so we're going to go ahead and get this ice damage just to refresh the page. We got Dark Mastery, crit damage plus 30, attack plus 40, and dark damage plus 20. Those are all good for us. We've got the Dark Burn Potion. Let's try to pay attention to the fact that we did get the large one. And then we can also get... we can't get that. I'm a fool. I should have gotten the dark damage one. That's okay. We will get the attack speed plus 20 and skip. I didn't realize quite how low I was. I was not paying good attention there, but that's okay. So, we've now reduced the attack speed with the Spring of Sticks. Things should be looking a little bit better than they were, even though it's not beautiful, but it's okay. Somewhat. Wave 27. Let's get that dark damage plus 40% there. And have a look at how things look. So we do have Tornado at the top, followed by Spring of Sticks, then Blazing Bolt doing very little, Lightning Chain also doing very little this time. It can make the choices a little bit easier if you know what you are looking at there. So you got dark damage plus 30, attack plus 60, luck plus 8. Do I do another one? Yeah, I may as well, because I can probably get one more good potion here. Dark damage plus 30 is the way it goes. Now, let's go forward. Alright, out of these, I'm going to take the Fortune 3. That one is one of the ones that doesn't stack that I will take when I see it because it does damage based on the amount of gold that you have. And when you're going with the potions, there's like a gold and potions and light link. And so it can be a good thing to do that. You end up getting um, a lot of coins, and that can do some significant damage whenever you're doing damage based on the amount of coins that you have. I apparently have the hiccups, so that's fun. All right. I think I already got the Winter's Bite thing going on. Not sure. Definitely gonna get the light damage, crit damage. You know what? Let's go ahead and get these other two, just so we can refresh the page and get some more good stuff here. So we got Dark Mastery, we got Luck plus 12, we got AoE damage plus 20. Okay, so the only things that'll behoove me here are going to be the attack plus 10. So we're going to give the common monsters movement speed a boost and let them get to the wall a little faster because right now we're kind of able to keep them at the top of the screen anyway. So, I mean, that obviously isn't going to last, but for the moment, we can still do that and not increase them in other ways. Rubian says, your son play Watcher of Realms? Yes, one of my sons does play Watcher of Realms. All right, so we're on wave 36 at the moment, and it's going along fairly decently. We definitely already have the freeze potion. We don't need the ice potion. We already have the dark burn potion. Let's get the single target damage potion. Now we have one more refresh. Do I use it now? I think it may be a good choice. Let's do it. All right. So that was unfortunate. We can get the attack plus 40, but otherwise this stuff is pretty kind of garbage for us. However, it's cheaper garbage than the garbage that was on the last page. So I'll go ahead and do it. I'll use these three to refresh the page. We got the freeze potion again, don't need it, but we do have light damage, attack plus 40, luck plus 8. Those can all come into handy. Come in handy. Okay, now we're gonna do damage plus 20%. Definitely coming on a little bit stronger here. Wave 38, making it halfway down the board, and now we're moving on to the last little bit of the board. Currently at 24 of these mastery points and skill points. I don't know what you would call it. But yes, okay. So dark damage plus 40% is the way to go there. Let's do the more tornadoes, the higher the attack speed. And we got Fallen Phoenix Rage. So that's going to give us some more Fallen Phoenix going on. Or I don't know if that stacks with the potion or not, honestly. Let's get the dark damage plus 20%. Okay, we've got a good bit of buildup of coinage. So let's get the attack plus 60, crit rate plus 6%. I think going ahead and spending the 350 for those two is a good plan. We got Dark Master plus 1 now. We've got attack. Oh, well, let's do light damage plus 20. And yeah, attack plus 60. Don't need anything else. Let's go forward. On wave 42 at the moment. All right, so now we have 1,200 coins. Let's get the Dark Master +1, attack +40, with 800 left, and I'm going to keep that 800. Okay, damage +40 seems like a good plan. Just looking over here real quick in between things, your crit rate is currently at 21%, so, 1 out of 5 times we're gonna crit. It's not great, but it's better than it could be, so. And when we do crit, it deals 270% extra, so. That's always a good thing. Okay, let's do damage +40 over here. And then the extra skill choice. And I'm not loving the choices here. Let's go with tornado damage +60%. Unfortunate. Alright, we've got light damage +30, light mastery +1, luck +8, and attack +60. Light damage +20, crit rate +6, luck +12, and then we'll get this physical damage +30 just to refresh it. Tornado has a chance to split when it ends. That would be very nice if we were able to. We're 3 points away from being able to do that. That's a shame. Alright, let's get the dark damage and the luck +8. Alright, skip ahead. Could have been a contender. Current wave is 50. We got guys reaching the fence. It's not looking great. It's not terrible though. I mean, it's okay. But the guys are starting to pile up on the fence, so normally when it gets like this, you're not too far from the end unless you get something pretty cool. We will get the damage +40 there. Damage +50, sure. Ruben says, oh, heartbreaking. We're not quite dead. We've got a whole second left here. Single target damage +30, attack speed +30. We may as well go ahead and get as far with this as we can. Let's go ahead and grab those two. We can get the tornado having a chance to split when it ends now. May as well. And then I'll get the luck +8. Gate's about halfway down. Alright, so we could get the dark damage +20%, we could get the repressions +2. Dark damage is where most of our damage is coming from, and I think that's going to have to be where you go right now, rather than the repressions that I would prefer. Because if we don't start killing some of these guys pretty quickly, we're not going to have any chance to do any refreshing anyway, so. Alright, we already have the large freeze push, but it's one of those deals where at 1,573 coins, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to get all of it even when we don't need it. Now, we have, we can do light master +1, light damage +20. We can still get the luck +8 for what that's worth. And it's not, it's not that it's not worth anything, so. Okay, we got 2 of them that give damage +20. but this one stacks. So that's what we get. I mean, the damage stacks on both of them. I mean, the other part of the ability also stacks on one. Alright, so this is pretty much the end of it. We're at wave 60 right now. We've got very little time left. I thought we might would make 61, but didn't quite get there. Alright, so successfully reached wave 60. We had Tornado doing 67% of the damage that time, which is not common. That's normally not at the top. Spring of Sticks was next at 27%, followed by Blazing Bolt at 4%, and Lightning Chain did so little of the actual damage that is considered zero. Lightning Chain is normally very good utility. Actually, Tornado is normally pretty decent utility. Spring of Sticks can be too. Blazing Bolt is normally a bigger damage dealer than that, but it just didn't happen that time. Peruvian says not bad. Yeah, it was okay. All right, in the quests, we challenge one time daily during the event. That gives us 10 out of 5 attempts. Okay. It's almost 1 o'clock. So come over here and let's check well, first of all, let's go over the quests. And we have eliminates 5,000 monsters as a monthly challenge. We claim that for 1 small stamina potion. And then, over here in the arena, let's see about refreshing some of this, some of our opponents. Old Quan over here is going in with Laurel for 19,662 BP. I think he may be trying to drop his ranking here. He's in Vietnam. And so yeah, we will bully this fellow, I suppose. Why not? I'm thinking of it as, you know, doing him a service, right? He needs to be beaten up a little bit. Who am I to judge? So here we have Laurel. Laurel has Nature's Aspiration. When the skill is activated, restores 4% rage for 2 random allies within range every 2 seconds, lasting for 12 seconds. Laurel is actually very helpful in many situations. She doesn't exactly perform brilliantly all on her own with no one to support, but she is a good character for sure. So that was Quan with 19,662 BP, and top DPS for the top damage was Arrogance with 215,864, followed by Laurel with 20,382. We got 3 arena coins and 5,000 hero XP potions for that battle. Let's see what else we have. Looks like the rest of them are all quite horrendous for us. We have 2 hours and 4 minutes left on the anti-air challenge, anti-air DPS. And we have 1 more arena permit to use. I do not expect to be on in 13 minutes, however, to refresh. So let's throw ourselves at someone to get slaughtered. It served us right after that last. I don't know. That was a painful thing right there. So we're going to assume that this one is going to be pronounced as an L in this fellow's name, and so we're going to call him Volamut. So Volamut from the Czech Republic has 404,333 BP, and a lot of goodness there because I'm seeing Hot Suit, and well, Hot Suit is very good. Monster BP is the same as their team BP. They also have Etrol and that Araka person. They also have Theowen, and then they have some guy that I don't know who it is, but he's got blue skin. So I think in this game, I don't know if that makes him an elf. The elves have blue skin in this, because Jordan has blue skin. But is that because he's a vampire? Or is it because he's an elf? I'm not sure. So Silas has blue skin. I see. Okay, so I feel like that's not the picture that I've seen for Silas before. But maybe it is. I'm so bad at this. Alright, Silas has Shadow Cloak. Damage increases by 80%. and each attack becomes soul snapping that ignores the defense and magic resistance of the target for 20 seconds. Peruvian says hot suit. Yes, hot suit is one of the people that they have. And she is here. Hot suit has ghastly burst. She's very high DPS. Deals damage to up to 5 enemies nearby, dealing. She's good. That's what we know about her. And Balamut has 404,333 BP. Top damage on the board was actually Silas at 2,004,310, followed by Arrogance at 1,324,560. So Silas did significantly more damage than he did. It looks like Setram and Hot Suit were very close in their damage that they dealt. Not sure who came out first, but they did similar amounts of damage, which is good. All right, close that. We got 3 arena coins for that, and then let's move out of here, and we have some goodies to gather from our harbor over here. We've got 30 island sun tunas and 30 golden pineapples. That was the last ship we had to send out today. Last harbor, what did they call it? Ticket. So what they call it? Navigation permit. All right, so that was my last navigation permit for the day. So let us come over here to the mine and see what we have to gather. We have 2,000. Words are hard. 2,950 coins. 2,700 XP potions, 13 stamina, 1 diamond, 1 auto fight attempt, 4 mithril, and then a couple of chests. Now the chests have inside them 2 insignia of marksman 3 and 2 insignia of melee attack 2. So we'll also claim this next 50 hero XP potion that came along while we were looking at that in awe. Okay. I apparently did not set up anything going in the Vault of the Sands for that because I'm silly. So let's do it now. Stage 18, auto fight, max that out. And while we have that running in the background, I think we go and look at the heroes. And, oh wait, no, sorry. Barut has refreshed because it's turned 1 a.m. So let's get Rare Summoning Crystal here for only 70 diamonds. A low price, limited time only, folks. Come and get it. Alright, and then we have heroes. Now, the question is, do I want to do anything to these guys? I have things running in the background here for fights, and so I don't necessarily want to go do any promotion tasks. Could probably promote some people of the lower quality folks who don't need much, just to get some goodies on that progress meter. It looks like Aona can be promoted, which is interesting. I don't really use Aona. Not that I won't necessarily use her, I just typically don't. And she costs the gold ones. I don't know, let's go on by for now. This guy also could be promoted. What I want to promote is the people who need only blues and purples really at the moment. Don't know that I necessarily want to use the golds. I could, but I don't know that I want. Keep looking at that Vixera. I don't recall what her deal is, whether I want to do anything with it. This is Vortex, and I think I already have a higher level Vortex, one would hope, than level 1. Otherwise, no. There he is. I thought so. Okay, maybe I better do some awakenings real quick before I do anything else, because obviously I have a Vortex. Who knows what else I may have. Now, this is the tricky part where we try to find red dots. I'm not great at finding red dots. But it looks like the first one that I've run across here is in fact Vortex. So let's try to promote him, not promote, awaken him. And that will give him 5% more crit rate. Alright, we got 1 4-star psychic power shard for that. Okay, do we have anybody else who needs to be awakened? That is the question. It's not looking like it. I think we're solid on this. Alright, excellent. So, go back over here. Alright, was there anything else that I should do? I mean, there's skills. Let's see who needs some skill ups. And if I want to give anybody some. Xena could use some. Rosalia could use some. Anora, sure. Sulcanins, I think I use more often than Anora or Xena. He's got that whole Lord ability going on for him that's very helpful. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I need him to be placed, but he needs to be in the group at least. I'm more likely to place him as a result of him being, because I'm more likely to include him in the group than the others. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I should let's look and see. We only have 3 of the legendary skill crystals. That's always the issue. So few of those. But maybe I have somebody who doesn't need those. Who I could, yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Alright, Luru only needs some legendary skill dust, and we have legendary skill dust. Let's do it. Irvian says that was Cyclone you awakened. Vortex is the big blue water gate. Ah, yes. Yes, that's correct. For some reason, Cyclone and Vortex, I get their names confused all the time. Strange, I know, but I do. Alright, so on Mubu, we got this lapse and freeze and leveled up. And so the rage gain on attack is plus 0.5%. Hey, we got some more we can throw into that. Let's do it. I used Lubu in the faction trial last time apparently. So this will help with that if nothing else. We got Power Hungry, which is a passive ability. Damage increase plus 5% on that. And we can put some more into it. I'm feeling okay about this because it's also giving us some progress on that progress meter for the event. Damage plus 5% on his basic attack. Corridor of Glory, that's the one. Damage plus 5% on the basic attack again. Rivian says, does Felice down below have any promotion or skills yet? I'm not sure. We got Rage Regen plus 5 on Power Hungry. I will have a look here soon, though. Got to get through Lubu's legendary skill dust real quick that he can use for leveling up his physical attack. Plus 5%. Alright, there we are. Okay, could possibly do that. So we do have a number of those skill crystals. Now you said release down below. I think I haven't gotten to her yet, maybe. Okay, so this one definitely needs some stuff put into hers. See what we can get here. Aria of Moon skills healing multiplier plus 10%. That sounds good. Aria of Moon skills healing multiplier plus 20% yet again. sustained AoE healing multiplier plus 5%. Solidarity, Divine Moonlight plus 1 stat. Aria of Moon Effect duration plus 5 seconds. That seems good. And then Aria of Moon skill cost minus 200%. Not levels her up to 5. Pretty cool. Alright, I'll take it. Now, we also have Bulldog down there. I mean, really, any of these would be helpful. I'm just wanting to... Okay, now you said release. I don't know where I've got release. Maybe she is down further. But pass her, let me know, because... Is this her? Yes, this is her. Oh, excellent. I can throw some things into her, I think. I've got plenty of this skill dust. You're asking about promotions. She looks like she's promoted a little bit, but she could use some. Yeah, I think that had I selected her earlier, I possibly had. I'm not sure, but I can give her some skill ups here. I think she's okay. AoE magic damage, yeah. Where were we then? Random upgrade, yeah. Serpentine Spirit's initial attack plus 2. So I guess I hadn't done any on her yet of the skill upgrades. Damage dealt per time plus 1. I don't even know. It looks like I'm level 1 with her. Serpentine Spirit's initial attack plus 3. Damage dealt per time plus 1% of death blow. Alright, max attack increase plus 2 on Insatiable Rage. Her basic attack damage plus 5%. And now we're down to the legendary crystals on her, so I don't want to use those. We'll come back up here. Let's go ahead and I don't want to throw some more into him. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. I know I don't have much to do there. I end up using Lunaria in the faction trial pretty commonly. I haven't really made use of Olog. You guys talk very well about him, but I haven't really personally used him. I have high hopes for Abi Zhao being a pretty decent epic, but I haven't thrown too much into her either. Nidan I've been using in the Immortal Codex, and that's because of her Dispel, and then also I've been using Nisandi. In fact, where's Nisandi at? She could use some upgrades probably. So yeah, I've been using her in that, again, for her Dispel. There she is. So it seems like she could probably benefit from some things. Let's go ahead and give her a little bit of these skill crystals. Alright, so we've maxed out Mania, and that attack speed increased duration plus 1 second. That seems like a good thing to get. The other one that we have here, the one that's left is her ultimate. This is actually where the dispel comes in. So we'll be gaining plus 5% healing multiplier, and then the initial rage skill cost, initial rage plus 100 and skill cost minus 100, which should be pretty awesome. Keeping that dispel going. I like it. Let's do it. Put a couple of them into this. So healing multiplier plus 5%. And then one more here. And that's going to be helpful, I think, in the long run there. Otherwise, let's see, is there anything that I immediately want to do? I don't think so at the moment. I'll probably want to come back and do some more later, but for now, I think I'm happy with where we're at. We come over here to the events and go to Portal of Glory, where we can claim 100 epic skill dust and 1 rare summoning crystal. So that's not too bad. We can make a lot better progress on this. I wonder how many XP potions I have right now, for instance. Let's come have a look. And what we're going to do is just go down to somebody who's not leveled up yet, all the way. Go to upgrade, just so we can see. So we actually only have 175,288 XP potions at the moment. Irving says, okay, little help here. Most legendary heroes have 4 skills. Skill at the very top is an ultimate. If you look at it, you'll notice at max level 5, it usually reduces skill cost to use the ultimate itself. Yeah. So early on, that's what I want to shoot for, since legendary skills aren't super easy to obtain. Right. Yes, the skill crystals, yeah, agreed. They are hard, and I agree with what you're saying. Which is why I kind of have been hanging on to a few like legendary skill crystals. I don't know. I feel like I just kind of keep some in reserve because because I'm weird, and I have this kind of thought at the back of my mind that I want to have something in case I want to level someone up specifically for some reason, and so I don't know. I'm one of those people. I just like to have things, held back. So yeah. All right. I don't know. I've got certain people that have pretty much maxed out, and you can see them right here. Cetrum, Gauchan, Edrin, and Arrogance have all of their skills maxed, and also, they're as maxed out as I can make them, and this is because I determined that those were the ones that I wanted to focus on, due to them being more effective than their compatriots. So, Arabian says, when I was watching you skill up Aelin, I was happy because you were getting a lot in the ultimate skill. Yeah, sure. Skilling up Aelin feels like it's a good choice. She did very well in the Immortal Codex whenever I brought her in there, and even though she wasn't in any way, I would say, maxed out, and she still performed very well. So that's a good sign. So yeah, I mean, she's getting better. And as you can see, she's still only level 50. So to have performed as well as she did, under those conditions, I feel like she is probably a very excellent healer when she's maxed out. So we'll see. Let's see. I think I am gonna call it, because it is 1:17 a.m. at the moment, and I need to probably get some sleep. But it occurs to me, it's been so long, I was hoping that I wasn't going to be in for another 13 minutes, but here I was. So let's refresh these and see if we can get something interesting on the board before we call it. Okay, so Let's see when the next one is. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna wait 44 minutes for another one. All right, it'll just sit there happily, and then I'm gonna refresh it a little bit. Hopefully, when I'm moving on toward getting ready for bed. All right, I'm gonna call it for the night, and it's been a pleasure chatting with you guys and playing with you. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see when I go live. Ruben says, been fun. Have a great night. Absolutely, back at you. Um, so I'm gonna call it for now, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.